Oh, it's looking pretty bad for Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power on that trailer because they're getting really, really close to seeing that ratio happen on the main channel, Prime Video right here. If you remember yesterday, it was in the 80,000s. Now it's sitting at 94,000 to 97,000 likes. That's disastrous for Amazon Prime. And it gets even worse as we get into this because the comments are still rolling in, 72,000 comments, and everyone is still putting that quote on there. Evil is not capable of creating anything new. It can only distort and destroy what has been invented or made by the forces of good. And I'm not sure if that's an accurate quote or not. It doesn't really matter to me because it sums up what's going on with this franchise very, very well. So this is disastrous for Amazon. I don't think they quite expected this level of backlash because here's what they thought they could do. They thought they could just come out and throw the bigot card and that would be good enough. And unfortunately for them, it's not because it seems that just about everybody is pretty united in this show being a cheap, stupid pile of shit. And I love to see it. You're seeing a lot of articles come out like this now. This is from February 18th. The guide, #22, is Amazon's Lord of the Rings adaptation, the one show to rile them all. Now, this damage control piece doesn't really call anybody a racist bigot, which is a first. They just kind of go into people not really caring about it too much. But then you have stuff like this one from Fortune. Jeff Bezos' new Lord of the Rings show is angering fans because it has black dwarves. Seriously? No, that's not what people are upset about. People are upset about the fact that the show is deviating away from the lore. I was on Friday Night Tights yesterday, and Nerdrotic, who is a huge Lord of the Rings fan, I don't think you can question his encyclopedia knowledge of the show. Or not of the show, of the franchise, the books. He's got all the books. And he breaks it down pretty good. Like, this is not Tolkien. This is not what he made. The biggest controversy seems to be surrounding Galadriel and Elrond and the fact that Galadriel is nothing like she's supposed to be. That seems to be the biggest controversy. Not so much the dwarves, but what's going to happen is the media is going to cling on to that and make it look like it's just a bunch of people that are being racist. When that's not the case, you have people from both sides of the aisle coming together and denouncing this show. The fandom around this franchise it goes above a lot of other fandoms because you've got people that just have shrines to letters that Tolkien wrote, and people study this stuff like in detail, and there's been nothing else for decades. So people have gone over everything in fine detail for years now, and this show comes out and they expect that they could just make shit up. They don't even have the rights to anything other than the original trilogy and The Hobbit. But they're going to go ahead and they're going to make shit up now because they can't contradict the rights that they don't have. But, you know, they can kind of wiggle around as long as they don't contradict anything. And it's just not flying with people. People are sick of this. Okay, you have literally the OneRing.net, which is going out of its way to get shill tote bags, little plastic balls from Amazon because they don't have any. So, you know, they'll get a little Amazon ball. Maybe they can put it down there and replicate the balls that they've lost. Because they have all of these websites, all of these shills just coming after people. And it's very easy to see that a lot of this comes from Amazon. I'm pretty sure Amazon is behind this article from Fortune. Probably, hey, let's push this racist narrative. This is from today at 7 a.m. That's when this dropped. You're going to see a steady release of articles like this. Because make no mistake, Amazon put $1 billion into this show over 5 years or whatever it took them to get the rights. From what I understand, it's $1 billion, and it's probably going to end up being more because they're going to do 5 seasons of this. So they need all of the establishment, all of the shills to come together and really push this damage control narrative and make it look like all of these Lord of the... Like, I can't believe there were so many racists in the Lord of the Rings fandom. We've seen it time and time again with franchises that we love, where these people come in, they want to make it more modern, they want to update a little bit, make it a little more inclusive, and then the fans that don't like it, well, they got to go. We're going to gatekeep them out. We're going to bring in a new fan base. And time again, it's never worked. It's never happened. And it's not going to work this time either. This show is going to be a disaster. I'm sure the first episode or 2 will get a lot of views, and a lot of people will probably just check out. A lot of people will just check out. Because, let's be honest, most people, their experience with Lord of the Rings is just the movies. I'm sure there's a large percentage that have read everything, but I would say on average, a lot of people have just watched the movies. They're going to watch this show and still see, like, what the hell is going on here? This feels more like Game of Thrones, not Lord of the Rings. Because that trailer, and I'm not a Lord of the Rings expert, but that trailer does not feel like Lord of the Rings at all. It felt more like a Game of Thrones. So you're going to see a lot of people check out, because that's not what they're looking for here. And if HBO is smart, they'll launch that Game of Thrones prequel against this and keep the conversation on themselves. So we'll see what happens. One thing that I did find quite hilarious that I did not see is that Warner Brothers is kind of flexing over Amazon, because Warner still has the rights to Lord of the Rings. They have the film rights. So apparently they're releasing an animated Lord of the Rings movie. I don't know exactly when it comes out, but I thought that this was fucking hilarious. February 15th is when they released the production. I don't see a date for this. I'm sure it'll be out this year. It'll be funny if they release it around the same time as Amazon, but it's just funny them flexing their muscles over this and be like, look, we still got the rights too. We can do some shit too, which I found quite funny. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, please consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Very important. You will sometimes get notifications if you click them. It's better than nothing. Also, leave a comment, like the video. That helps a lot. Share the video. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. Usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.